like to thank my wife for letting me bring this dirty bike into our living room to use it for a sound studio here. This is our Popular Mechanics Reader Project of the Month sidecar bike. This belongs to me and Aiden here. This is different than other sidecar bikes you might have seen before because this has a spring suspension in place that allows us to lean into the turns in one direction and lean away from the turns in the other direction, just like we would if we didn't have a sidecar attached to the bike. The heart of this spring suspension actually comes from a Schwinn Stingray type Springer fork assembly. We actually have the Springer forks rotated 90 degrees, so now the wheel is behind the forks instead of in front of it. And we removed the original beehive compression spring that was part of the fork assembly with limited travel with this longer expansion spring that we have on there. Allows us to get a lot more movement out of the forks. Yeah, that's good. I'll just stand over here so they can see it. Okay. There's a variety of spring lengths and tensions you can get from local hardware stores. This one here was selected at just about the right tension to help offset the weight of our rider here. That way I get kind of a neutral buoyancy left to right when he's mounted on the bike. This is made almost completely out of off-the-shelf bicycle parts. They're just bolted together in different configurations, interconnected with pieces you can get from local hardware store. Didn't have to do any welding. It's all cutting and drilling to get all these pieces in place. If you look at some of the details here, the Schwinn Stingray Springer fork assembly right here has its original neck shaft that comes up through, bolts to the neck of a standard BMX type bicycle neck. BMX handlebars. I shortened these probably 5 or 6 inches on each side to match my son's size. The expansion spring is just using regular eye bolts. Come over here, son. Over here.
I didn't want to see them.
Yeah, I know. You can help. Stand behind the bike and you'll be in the movie. This part here is actually originally part of a bicycle rack that's intended to mount to the back of the neck of a bicycle. Comes out in direction with a plastic rack on the back. Instead we have it mounted on the shaft of the neck and the fork extension right here. This particular one was rated at 40 pounds, so I added these tubular support bars right here that makes the weight rating up much higher than that. And so far he's doing fine on that. For his feet we have the running boards. Originally we just had foot pegs on the axle that you can get at just about any BMX store, but it was a little bit hard to keep his feet from slipping off. So added these running boards, and that actually looks like a custom made piece, but these two running boards were originally part of the bicycle racks. These were intended to sit on top of this on the back of the seat post. Instead they're mounted here below the bike. Aiden, don't pull on it. We got to keep it in the camera. They're actually held in place with some standard automotive cable clamps underneath. This chrome tube we have right here comes across was actually part of the sissy bar that we cut loose right here. We'll have just enough of a piece on the back of here to keep him sliding off the back of the seat. These look that they're at a unusual angle, but that's because the bike is tilted from the spring. When he's loaded and we're riding level, they level out. And then just feet moves up and down with the travel of the rest of the suspension. The kickstand that we have both in the front is a kickstand you can get at just about any bike shop. That way if I'm not on the bike and he decides to sit on it, it supports his weight on one side. It's very easy to drop the kickstand once I'm seated. Move out of the way just a little bit. Just a little bit so I don't step on you. You can easily reach down, throw the kickstand and you're ready to go. You want to get on? I'm going to show them how it works. Get up there, you're getting better at that, man. Good job. Now we're ready to go. And you can see how he can stand and we leave into the turns and away from the turns. Other details I wanted to point out, this whole thing is attached to 2-inch steel box tubing with a pre-welded mounting flange. This is actually part of a wrought iron fence post that you can buy. They come in like 4-foot lengths. Cut it off to about 15 inches and now you have a super strong weld. These are 1/2-inch Allen bolts we have. They mount it to 3/16-inch thick 2.5-inch steel plates. They're drilled out for 1032 bolts that go all the way through the frame of the bike in almost a dozen places for extra strength. And that's overbuilt, so that can never come off. Any other details, Aiden? Nothing else? Okay, the next thing you'll see on the tape then is us actually riding it outside. Cut. That's an overview.